Welcome to Lock in Your Success. We are the company that creates strategies to build wealth. This webinar reviews real-time hypothetical trades each week while analyzing market conditions with adjustments. Questions are always welcomed, asked, and answered. Before we get started, we need to go over our disclosures. Locking Your Success LLC is not a broker-dealer or financial advisor. This presentation is for educational purposes only. This information is not an offer to buy, sell, or hold securities. You shall be fully responsible for any investment decision you make, and such decisions will be based solely on your evaluation of your financial circumstances, investment objectives, risk tolerance, and liquidity needs. Please visit cboe.com to find and review the options risk disclaimer prior to placing any trades. Also, please note that these are real-time but hypothetical computer-simulated trades and results. The trades are believed to be as accurately presented as possible, however, they are not guaranteed as to accuracy and therefore live results may vary. No representation is being made that any portfolio will or is likely to achieve profits or losses similar to those shown. Whew! Now that that's over, let's get to it. Here is your host, John Locke.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Lock in Your Success Options Trading for Income Weekly Update for November 2nd, 2015. If you're watching this on YouTube or listening via podcast, come on over to our website, lockingyoursuccess.com, join our mailing list, get your free report, The 7 Secrets to Becoming a Successful Trader, and sign up for this free weekly webinar. Also, check out our trading programs. We have the super simple spread trades, the M3, the bearish butterfly, the rock, the M21, and of course, APM squared. In this update, we're going to be covering 4 of the trades from our various programs, and we've been doing so for years now. We have the bearish butterfly, the M3, the rock, and the V Condor, which is part of the SSS trading system. Before we get going too much into anything, I'm going to have Sherry talk to you about some announcements we have regarding the community and a bunch of other things. So here you go.
Good morning, traders. I'm going to show you a couple things. We changed our membership levels, so we now have 3 membership levels in the community. And so I'm going to just pop over to the website to show you where you can find that. So under freebies and more, if you go under Lock Options Community, you'll see that we have the page here that will describe what the community is about and the levels that we have. We added a basic member, which is a free level, and premium, which we had established, and also premium plus, which includes our coaching. So the community coaching that happens twice a month. So you can come to this page and you can join any of these levels so you can hop on into the community. So now I'm going to show you what we have going on in here quickly. One of the things I want to point out is that we added a weekly webinar tab. And so starting in December, these live webinars will be for members only. So you'll need to join to be a member to attend the live webinars. So this is where you would come to do that after you've become a member. Also, I wanted to point out a couple things that's going on. Unfortunately, we did a theme update this morning, and so some of the pages don't look quite right. So I'll be working on that today to try to set that up. But one of the things I wanted to point out was the T-logs for the October expiration for these webinars, the weekly webinars, is posted for premium members and premium plus members. Also, the Successful Options Trader of the Month replay, which was a great interview that John did with Jaroslav, is up and ready for premium and premium plus members. So those are the couple things that I have for announcements. And I will, well, one other thing actually, why don't we pop over and I'll show you coming in November to our members, the premium and the premium plus members, we're going to be having a trading lab webinar. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So hopefully you'll join us, and I'm going to just pass it over back to John.
All right, thank you. That's great. So basically what we're saying is the basic membership is going to be free. We're going to have a premium membership that's going to have special webinars, special discounts, and webinar replays and stuff is going to be for premium members, and then we have the Premium Plus with its own special webinars as well as the 2 coaching webinars every month. So it's going to be a lot of neat stuff going on. And again, this is constantly evolving, and it's going to get better and better. And as we get more and more content, it's going to continue to get better. So we're really excited about that. Let me see if I get back to our slideshow here. Okay, so that's the basics there. We also have a new Trader of the Month. And this month is going to be Mike Schwartz, and he was chosen because he has made 100+% yearly returns for the last 3 years, 2013, 2014, 2015, using his variation of the mighty bearish butterfly. So it's a bit of a modified bearish butterfly. If you look at 2013, very challenging, very hard uptrending year. We also have 2014, which was a fairly reasonable year. We had good returns anyway, but then you got 2015, which is more of a downtrending, more volatile, choppy market. So he's done this through a very wide variety of conditions, doing what he's doing. So we thought it would be great to get him on and have a nice interview with him, nominate him for Successful Trader of the Month. So great job, Mike, and we'll be doing that webinar. I don't have the date set yet, but we'll be setting a date for our premium members to do the webinar. All right, let's see. So quick questions here. Is Financial Freedom Classroom this week? Yes, we're going to have a webinar for Financial Freedom Classroom on Thursday, and Sherry will be getting that stuff out to you guys. Yes, great returns. Someone tried to register for a webinar just now and got the site error reported. Right, as Sherry said, that we did just do an update, and there are some things that visually got goofed up, and there's a couple of buttons that got goofed up. For the most part, most stuff is working. If you want to, thank you for that, Lewis. I'll have Sherry check into that. That should be working by the end of the day. All right, so let's get into the trades. Actually, the market first. The market continues to be stronger than I expected. I expected to have a down move last week in the markets, and technically we did get a down move. We were actually slightly down for the week, but that's not what I was thinking. I was thinking we'd be further down than that. We went down early in the week, had a nice explosive move on Wednesday, and kind of pulled back to where we started. We'll see what happens this week. I am still of the opinion that the market is more likely to go down than it is to go up, even if it tries to push higher. I believe we're going to reset, and the reason for that mainly is we have the S&P coming into all-time highs relatively soon. We also have the NASDAQ at post-crash highs, and we also have the Dow. Well, the Dow still has a ways to go. So the Dow has a ways to go, but with the NASDAQ where it is and the NASDAQ being the leader, I'm thinking we're more likely to go down than we are to go up. So we still have some conflicts. So move on to our trades here. I'm just going to look at a couple questions. And one of them is regarding the latest option view updates. Yeah, so a lot of you have probably noticed by now that option view did another update with modeling corrections. And those modeling corrections give you a wacky T+0 line. All we can do is do the best we can until they correct it. You had to update the model. Relatively, if you're in the front half of the butterfly, I just did a bunch of back testing over the weekend with the new model changes. And generally in front of the T+0 line, everything seems to be pretty much normal. I'm sorry, in front of your short strikes, everything seems to be normal. The anomalies start to come when you start getting below your short strikes in the butterflies. And we're just going to have to be more careful with that, more persistent with location within the tent, and it's rolling back a little bit faster. Like I said, I did back trading and it seemed to be fine. The T+0 line was wacko, but making all the adjustments at the normal rate. Of course, I didn't do it through, you do years and years of back testing. I just did some spot checking. Hopefully they'll straighten that out. If they don't, we're just going to have to learn to work with what they have. It's like, option view the way that it was certainly wasn't perfect. It just was the closest thing that we had to having an accurate or the most accurate T+0 line that we could have out of all the software versions available to us, and we learned to work with it. If the modeling thing changes, it's going to be work for us. I wouldn't do all the work until they decide they're going to leave it that way. But It's going to be a little bit of work for us, but we can go back and we'll just make adaptations to deal with that. So, like I said, we have to deal with the hand we're dealt. I am not going to stop trading. I'm really not going to change anything. I'm just going to move on the way things are. Okay, so let's take a look, speaking of option view, at the positions we had on last week. So here we have, as of Tuesday, we had our November bearish butterfly. We had the pullback on Tuesday. We had this come up into the profit target area of 14,940, so just about $15,000. In real life, I mean, realistically, I'm 24 days to expiration. I know 21 days to expiration, I'm going to exit at a 10% profit target if I'm over that. It's kind of a no-brainer to pull this off near your profit target numbers. I know, however, that a lot of people didn't, and technically at 1530, we're actually up about 14,000, not 14.9. So I realized some people didn't pull it off or whatever, so I just left the trade and let it go. But from a realistic standpoint, this trade would have been exited this day. There's just no reason not to exit this trade. When we got this pullback, especially in the more bullish type of market we've been getting. But anyway, I left it there. And of course, Wednesday we had one of the larger up moves that we've had in years in the Russell. And that put us all the way, if I go pre-adjustment here, that put us all the way up past our roll point, which we had at 1160. So actually 1170. I thought it was a 1170 roll point. I'll have to go back and look at that. But anyway, what I did here is I did roll this 1100 to 1160. And I believe it was because we exceeded our roll point, at least. I knew at the time I was at a roll point, but let me look at 1530 here. Okay, yeah, right. So by the time we were at adjustment time, we were over 1170, which is our roll point. So I went ahead and rolled the 1100 to 1160. This is what the position looked like after adjustment. And then, of course, we got a bit of a pullback on Friday, and just the fact that we got the pullback and the market kind of settled in, so the value popped into the trade. It was actually into the trade on Thursday. I could have arguably closed it on Thursday at a $5,000 profit number, but we weren't to our 21 days to expiration yet, so I held it open for another day. And here, at the end of the day, it was up over $6,000. I think it was actually, let's see, 63.30 at the end of the day. So I went ahead and closed this out for about a 12.5% or so profit for the month. So another good month for the bearish butterfly, although we were hanging at the very top of the tent for a very long time, but made for a nice trade there. So the first of our November trades are closed, and that's what we had. As far as our other trades go, we have a November M3, which if we'll look at Tuesday. Actually, we'll look at Wednesday, 1500 prior to adjustment. So if we come to our November M3 here, we have, we're beyond our maximum delta for where we're positioned in the tent. So what we did is we came in here and we did 6 1120, 1140 verticals and 3 1120, 1130 verticals. So if you come in here, you can see that we moved 1120s and 1130s. So that we're positioned this way here. Let me show all the options. I'll hit the T-log so that you can see those trades. It's going to look funny because I have 9 here, but really it was 3 and 3 and 6 and 6. With the adjustments, puts us in a position of minus 41 delta, which is just about perfect. This is just a flawless, perfect looking M3. Really nice looking trade here. But this is what we look like as of Wednesday. And as of Friday, the market's pulled back a little bit. And this is a position we're sitting in as of Friday. So still, very nice looking M3 trade here. Very, very nice. Okay, and let's see. We also have, what else? Oh, we had November. We had our rock trade on for November. If we come back to Wednesday prior to adjustment. Wednesday was such a big move, it just hit all our November trades. So here's what we had. Again, pretty much the same situation as the M3 trade because this was in M3 formation. We haven't outrun it yet, so there's no reason to push into a rock trade or anything. So not by guidelines anyway. So I came in here and did some verticals. We did 3, 11, 20, 11, 40s. So 3 here and here. If we move this forward, see I cut our delta back to about minus 41, just like we did in the normal M3 trade. Again, gorgeous trade here, looking nice. And as of Friday, oh, okay, I'm not showing the rock trade. That's why it looks so much like the M3 trade. Let's go back to the rock trade. It's essentially the same trade this month anyway. It was just started at a different time. So let's push into the rock trade. Thank you for that. I sometimes lose it. So here I am, a minus 69 delta, but I'm outside the tent. So looking at this here, this does call for an adjustment. So roll forward. Same adjustment, 3, 11, 20, 11, 40s. Puts us into this position here. Still very, very nice looking. And then pushing to Friday, we come into here. So this trade's at about break even at this point. Very nice looking though, in nice shape as well. Let's see what else. We have a November V trade. Again, Wednesday actually hit this trade with an adjustment too. It was actually a maximum. It was a maximum positive delta, even though the market was going up. So one of the interesting things about a V trade, let me switch accounts this time, is, again, the market's been it's been chopping around a little bit, but realistically, it hasn't gone anywhere in months. So talk about a crazy T+0 line right here, right? This is with the new modeling, apparently. With the old modeling, this actually gave us a positive 50 delta number here that had to be corrected. Obviously, this T+0 line isn't right. Yeah, see, this is what the new modeling is doing for us. So this is where it's giving us a problem. With the old modeling, this actually triggered us a positive delta adjustment of plus 50. So I moved out the straddle in the middle here, and I rolled it out 60 points to, it was an 1140 straddle. We moved it to 1080 and 1200. So it looks like when I was doing my testing, I wasn't testing the V condor. I was testing an M3 trade essentially, and a bearish butterfly trade. So obviously this is not correct with the new modeling, but we'll show you what we did anyway. We move this to 1200 and to 1080, and this is what the new position looks like. This is likely going to expire here at 1332. So that is the November V condor. Let's show the December trades really quick because there were no adjustments in December at all. So let's just go to Friday. And here is our December bearish butterfly. So we're pretty much at break even here. Again, this is a unusual T+0 line here. We'll go to our December M3, which again, there were no adjustments. You can see the T+0 line is relatively normal to the upside. It's just kind of wacko to the downside. And here's our December V condor for Friday right here. And this one's actually wacko to the upside and the downside, probably because of where the call straddles are. So those are what the positions look like now. Everything is doing well, so no real problems there. Questions here. Will new traders be placed for new members to follow? New trades. Yeah, we're going to be doing. If you're new to this update, we have they're placed according to the guidelines within the programs. So we're going to be having new trades placed on 56 days to expiration. We're going to have new trades placed for the VCon, we're going to have a new trade placed when the old one expires. For the bearish butterfly, we're going to be placing trades 56 days to expiration. M3's 56 days to expiration, a rock trade's 30 days to expiration. So you will have new trades coming on. So just back to the community again. the way things that, if you weren't here earlier, are going to work, we're going to have 3 membership site levels. We're going to have a free basic. We're going to have a premium that's going to include extra webinars and discounts and replays. And we're going to have the premium, which some of you are already in the premium, right? If you took advantage of our special, you're already in the premium. We're going to have the Premium Plus, which is going to include the 2 community webinars, additional extra webinars just for Community Plus members, and extra additional discount just for them. So those are the 3 levels that we're going to have. It is going to be required in December that you're at least a basic member to view this webinar. It doesn't cost you anything. It's still free, but you're going to have to come in. You're going to stop receiving invites from this particular webinar, and you'll actually have to join as a basic member and register for the new series of webinars that we're going to be doing in December. So we're going to be transitioning over to that. And again, we had an update this morning, and the website's a little goofed up because the update just came in and changed everything. So Sherry's probably going to take her all day to straighten that out, but we'll be doing that going forward. So. All right, I hope everybody has a great week trading. We will continue to work with OptionView. For those in the community, I'm going to try and keep you updated if I hear anything from them. As of right now, I haven't heard anything back. So thanks for everything, and we'll see you next week.